Hello everyone, myself Dr. Madhavi Tiwari Pandey, Assistant Professor from Department of Applied Science, Shriya Agrawal Sarkar University. And now I would like to say that I am honored to chair this session, and it is my pleasure to introduce the paper presented by Paras Kumar Prajapati and colleagues from the International University of Bareilly UP, on advantages and disadvantages of online pharmacies related to public healthcare system, which generally explores the advantages and disadvantages of online pharmacies in public healthcare system. Now I would like to explain some kind of relevance and importance of this research papers which the researchers have tried to present via this review paper. So according to them, online pharmacies have revolutionized medicine accessibility by offering convenience, affordability and wide range of medications. Now anyone can find any kind of medicines according to his or her body requirement. However, they also raise concerns related to counterfeit drugs, lack of professional guidance which generally online suppliers don't have, and regulatory challenges. And the researchers have highlighted some specific key points through this research. First, I would like to focus on the benefits of online pharmacies which the researchers are trying to explain here. First benefit is that they are available 24/7. Availability is there, cost effectiveness is all there, and the most important thing is home delivery is also there. Easier access to medications, especially in remote areas. It is very much beneficial for the people living in remote areas. As well as privacy and confidentiality is also there in purchasing some sensitive medications. Lot of people have lot of problems which generally they don't reveal to anyone. So through this process, the privacy as well as confidentiality of medicines is also maintained. But still, all of these things, there are some kind of challenges and risks which the researchers want to focus here. They want to focus that there is the risk of counterfeit medicines without proper regulation. Lack of professional guidance is also there, which I just said now, which leads to misuse or incorrect dosage. Again, it causes lot of medication problems. And after that, sometimes delivery delays is also there, which affects the health of patients with chronic conditions. And some kind of regulatory and legal concerns also they want to highlight, including data privacy and quality control. And apart from this, I would like to explain and suggest them some kind of future considerations, that is the strengthening regulatory frameworks to ensure safety and quality must be there. And they've also told that enhancing telemedicine integration to provide professional consultation must be maintained. Improving logistic and distribution for timely medicine delivery is also one of the future considerations highlighted by the researchers in this paper. Now lastly, I would like to conclude that through this paper, researcher provides a balanced perspective on online pharmacies, and they are also highlighting the need for responsible regulation and innovation to maximize benefits while minimizing risk. So lastly, I would like to congratulate the authors for their insightful research and look forward to an engaging discussion. And thank you, and let's explore the future of online healthcare in the coming years. Thank you.
Hello, myself Yagnarajsinh Jadeja. I am currently in 8th semester B.Pharm in Hotani University, Rajkot, Gujarat. My review topic is A1 versus A2 casein in milk, health impact on cardiovascular, liver and metabolic function, which is guided by Ms. Kelsey H. Atrala, Assistant Professor at Hotani University, Rajkot. So today we're gonna see the various topic, which is introduction, literature review, aim, objective, and discussion and conclusion. So first of all, we started with the introduction and literature review. So this pie chart, this contain numbers, some numbers that indicates number of breeds breeds of cow, which is indigenous 11.3% out of 100%, non-destructive breeds, that is 9.5% out of 100, and other breeds, that is almost 80% out of 100. So these are some numbers that contains information, which is 30% of words, 1.4 billion cattle in 2016 and 17. India led the milk production with 165.4 million tons of 11.3% indigenous cattle that we can see in this pie chart. These are some government scheme that government runs in our country. Rashtriya Gokul Mission, National Dairy Plant, National Kamdhenu Breeding Center. These are some schemes that increase or help in development of milk or cattle. This slide contains historical and cultural relevance. As we know, India is a religious or cultural country that have in this country people are more religious, and that helps in economy. I mean, cows help in economy, play a major role in economy, health, and spiritual growth. Ayurveda and traditional use of cow product of health and pharmacology. Next, we have a milk composition across species, various species. In this, we can see the different component of milk and in various species. These are the component like dry matters, lactose, protein, fat, or different type of species of cow, goat, sheep, buffalo, and camel. Mainly, cow contain 30% of dry matter, 4.9% of lactose, 3.4% of protein, 4% of fat, and 0.7% of S. So now we move to the major part of our presentation. Our topic is A1 versus A2 milk hypothesis. As we know, or as this review contain, A1 and A2 milk are two different type of milk that is differentiate only between one amino acid. In A1 milk that contain histidine in 67 position, and A2 milk 67 position contain proline amino acid. So that is different between A1 and A2 milk. A1 milk produce BCM, that is beta casomorphin, which is lead to various health risks. And in opposite side, A2 milk don't contain or don't produce BCM7, beta casomorphin 7. So as of we can say that A2 milk is a more health beneficial than A1 milk. And this is all our review topic. And now we can see the concern of A1 milk. As we talked earlier, A1 milk contain BCM7 or produce BCM7, that is beta casomorphin 7, that leads to type 1 diabetes, autism, and heart disease. Type 1 diabetes is related to insulin cell destruction that leads to the decrease of cell that produce insulin. Autism is a type of neural disorder. In this disorder, mainly children are don't communicate properly with other, and some type of memorial disorder. In this disorder, that work or in brain cell, some type of destruction or some type of damage are caused or produced, and that leads to the no communication or not communicate properly or distance oneself with their own people or own members or own society members. Next is a heart disease. So now we move to the A1 versus A2 milk and illness. The debate center on beta casein. As we see earlier, beta casein digestion and produce BCM7. BCM7 is produced more in A1 milk, and that is dangerous or not good for the health. So A1 milk is not good for the health. BCM7 opioid-like characteristic and could affect up to 25% of people. Health issue linked to the BCM7 is, as we see earlier, heart disease, autism, type 1 diabetes, sudden infant death, and digestive issues. Now we see the type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes involves autoimmune destruction of insulin producing cell. A1 milk intake, especially in childhood, is linked to the higher type 1 diabetes risk. Study shows correlation between A1 milk intake and type 1 diabetes incident in various countries. However, animal studies show no clear link to type 1 diabetes from A1 milk. Next, we move to the heart disease. Studies have also found correlation between A1 milk consumption and ischemic heart disease in some countries. However, other studies show no correlation between health disadvantage with A1 milk. No differential effect on plasma cholesterol level from A1 or A2 milk. So now we can see the other disease, that is gastrointestinal disease. A1 milk is associated with a higher digestive discomfort and gastrointestinal issues. Study shows A1 milk increased stool consistency, abdominal pain, and inflammation related biomarkers. A2 milk does not worsen digestive discomfort. Animal studies support A1 milk's link to inflammation and gastrointestinal motility. So now we can see, or we can also say that A2 milk doesn't produce any disease or any health issue. So A2 milk is more suitable than A1 milk. Other disease is autism and sudden infant death syndrome. Peptide like BCM7 may influence neurodevelopment and autism, as we see. Some studies suggest link between A1 milk and autism syndrome. Sudden infant death may be linked to BCM7, beta-gasoformin 7, with some infant having higher level of post-apnea events. More research is needed for definitive conclusion on A1 milk role in autism and sudden infant death syndrome. As of now, nothing is clear or nothing is proved. Research are running and everyone is give their point on A1 or A2 milk. But we can say that A1 milk produce more dangerous or more harmful effect than A2 milk. A2 milk is more suitable than A1 milk. These are some benefit of A2 milk. First of all, A2 milk don't produce beta-gasoformin 7, so that reduce digestion issue. Suitable for athletes and lactose sensitive individuals. A2 milk is more suitable in many areas or many cases, many humans. Milk and athletes performance. So A2 milk is rich in amino acids, energy, recovery, muscle pain. These are the function or benefits of A2 milk. No adverse effect on endurance athlete recovery. Or we can see in the image many of advantage of A2 milk in digestion, muscle repair and growth, rehydration, bone health and strength, protein, glycogen, resynthesis, energy balance. These are some major advantages of A2 milk, which is beneficial for human health or athletes. These are breeds that producing A2 milk. Breed like Guernsey, Asian and African cattle produce A2 milk. Modern dairy cows often produce mixed A2 and A1 milk. This pie chart, this is shown the milk that produced by various breed of cow. In this pie chart, we can see that 90% of Guernsey cows produce A2 milk, and other breeds are 0%. 5% are African cattle and 5% are Asian cattle. Now we can see sustainability and global trends shape toward A2 worldwide. A2 milk considered healthier and sustainable. This is our headline, or this is our main motive of the review, that A2 milk is considered healthier or sustainable. World map highlight A2 milk is we see in this pie chart, we see various cows or breed of cow that produce A2 milk. This is our objective of review, is to explore the potential health impact of A2 and A1 and A2 casein variants with a particular focus on their presence in milk and their products. The review aims to analyze existing research on the role of A1 and A2 casein in influencing various health parameters, including lipid profile, cardiovascular health, liver function, and metabolic disorders such as diabetes, by comparing the health promoting or detrimental effect of A1 and A2 milk. The review seeks to provide a comprehensive effect of how these casein variants impact on human health and produce various diseases. This is our main objective. In this, we discuss about A1 versus A2 milk and their health effect. Now we can see India's milk production, acknowledge cultural importance and biodiversity. Government program for native breeds conservation are crucial. In the first slide, we see many more programs of government that lead or runs in our country. Health concern: some studies link A1 beta casein to issue like autism, type 1 diabetes, but evidence remain inconclusive. We don't have strong evidence that A2 or A1 milk produce beta casein and its role in autism and type 1 diabetes. That is no strong evidence or proof. In fact, nutrition: milk should not be consumed by infants under 12 months due to low iron and folates. A2 milk market: A2 milk offer potential for producers, especially from A1 dominant breed like Holstein. Sport nutrition: A2 milk may improve recovery and performance, encouraging athletes consider it in their diets. Collaboration needed: ongoing research cooperation between scientists and researchers and legislators are essential for clear guidance. In the end of this session, we can conclude by discussing some topic like health debate. A1 and A2 milk differ by a single amino acid. A2 milk is considered the more natural form than A1 milk. Health effect: A1 milk and BCM7 are linked to heart disease, diabetes, autism, and gastrointestinal issues, but findings are mixed. No conclusive evidence for any of these claims. Need for further research: more animal studies are needed to clarify the health impact of A1 and A2 milk. Milk role in sport: A2 milk provide nutrition beneficial without gastrointestinal discomfort, benefit athletes. A2 milk is more benefit than compared to the A1 milk in athletes. future potential, A2 milk could become a key part of healthy diet, beneficial athlete and the general population alike. In future, we can see more product or more effect of A2 milk or more consumption of A2 milk in worldwide. So this is our last slide. We can see, or we as we discussed earlier, or in this whole presentation, A2 milk is healthier, support digestion and aid performance. A1 milk linked to potential health risks like type 1 diabetes and autism. Global focus on sustainable A2 milk production. So thank you very much. This is all about the A1 versus A2 milk.
Hello everyone, myself Dr. Madhavi Tiwari Pandey from Department of Applied Science, Shri Rawatpura Sarkar University, and I am honored to chair this session. And it is my pleasure to introduce the paper presented by Yagnarajsinh, Mahendrasinh, Jadeja and colleagues from Atmiya University, Rajkot, Gujarat. And both of these researchers here tries to explore the comparative effect of two types of milk protein, that is A1 and A2, on cardiovascular, liver and metabolic functions. Now, they have I would like to say here that these two researchers have tried very nicely to give comparative study of two types of milk proteins extracted out from two types of breeds, and the effect of both the two types of milk proteins on different types of diseases. So they have explained here the importance of their research work, which says that India is the largest milk producer in the world, as we all know, and understanding the health effects of casein milk protein, that is A1 and A2, is very crucial. While milk is rich source of essential nutrients, research suggests that A1 milk may be linked to health concerns such as type 1 diabetes, heart diseases, digestive disorders, while A2 milk is considered safe and is beneficial. And the paper highlights two types of important things. First is the comparative study between A1 and A2 milk, genetic differences and health effects, according to which A1 milk, mainly from European cattle breeds, generally extracted from European cattle breeds, may release beta-casomorphin, which is also known as BCM7, which is linked to various kinds of inflammatory and metabolic disorders, while A2 milk, which is extracted from native Asian and African breeds, is easier to digest and may reduce the disease risks, various kinds of metabolic disorders it reduces. And they have also highlighted the potential health risks of A1 milk. Just now I have told that increased quantity of A1 milk may lead towards various kinds of cardiovascular diseases like heart attack, and digestive disorders may also be there, and it is also linked with autism among children. And nextly, they have highlighted the benefits of A2 milk. According to these two researchers, A2 milk does not produce BCM7, which is responsible for various kinds of metabolic disorders, and instead of all these things, A2 helps in better digestion and gut health. It is very beneficial for athletes also, and which supplements the muscle recovery among athletes, which is very necessary for the athletes. And it also supports India's dairy sustainability efforts through native breed conservation programs like the Rashtriya Gokul Mission started by government. And they have also tried to highlight and showcase the future research and recommendations, which I'm also going to suggest them. First, I will suggest that they need some kind of more clinical studies. They need to perform various kinds of clinical studies to validate the health claims, and they should promote A2 milk awareness among farmers, dairy workers, dairy industry, so that they make use of more and more A2 milk protein. And I would also like to suggest these two researchers that they should make some kind of plans which can encourage farmers to preserve native Indian cattle breeds for better milk quality and extraction of A2 milk protein. Now, lastly, I would like to conclude that the this particular paper presented by both the researcher provides the valuable insights into health effects of A1 and A2 milk and their role in nutrition, disease prevention, and dairy sustainability. Understanding these differences can help consumers make informed dietary choices and support sustainable dairy practices in India. I congratulate both the authors for this well-researched paper and look forward to an engaging decision. Thank you, and let's explore through this research paper the future of Indian dairy industries in health together. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. Myself Dr. Meera R Gumaste. Presently I am working as an assistant professor in the Department of Physics, Dayananda Sagar College of Engineering, Bengaluru. I have completed my PhD in semiconductor nanoparticles. I am recognized as an alumni of Indian Nanoelectronics Users Program funded by Government of India, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology at IISc Bengaluru. Recently, I have been felicitated at IIT Bombay for being an alumni of INUP, Government of India funded at IISc Bengaluru. I have published many research articles in the reputed Scopus indexed journals, presented national and international conferences. Today, I am acting as a session chair for the India's biggest virtual conference on Sustainable Development Goals 2030, which is bridging the gaps and building the futures for Viksit Bharat at 2047. I am thankful to the organizers for giving me this opportunity to act as the session chair, and all the best to all the participants. Thank you.
So the title of my paper is Dielectric Properties of PVA-PVP and Nickel-Cadmium Composites in the Frequency Range 20 Hz to 2 MHz. Insights for Battery Applications. Presented by myself, Ankit Hotani, and my research guide, Dr. Tanmay Kumar R. Pandit, Department of Physics, Faculty of Science, Monarch University, Vahilal, Ahmedabad, India. This study investigates the dielectrical properties of polyvinyl alcohol, that is PVA, and polyvinyl pyrrolidine, that is PVP polymer, composites embedded with nickel-cadmium particles, aimed at exploring their potential as advanced materials for battery applications. Broadband dielectric relaxation spectroscopy was employed to analyze the frequency-dependent behavior of the composites across the range of 20 Hz to 2 MHz. The results reveal significant frequency dependence dielectric relaxation phenomena, highlighting the interplay between ionic conductivity and dipolar polarization. The dielectric constant and loss factor were measured, demonstrating the pronounced relaxation peaks indicative of charge storage and transport mechanisms. The influence of nickel-cadmium particle dispersion within the polymer matrix on the dielectric performance was systematically examined, revealing an enhancement in the energy storage capability and dielectric strength of the composites. Furthermore, the frequency-dependent conductivity showcased a transition from DC to AC behavior, reflecting the influence of charge carrier mobility and interfacial polarization. These findings suggest that the tailored PVA-PVP or nickel-cadmium composites exhibit promising dielectrical properties, making them suitable for energy storage applications in next-generation battery technologies. The keywords of this paper can be dielectrical properties, PVA-PVP composites, nickel-cadmium composites, broadband dielectric relaxation spectroscopy, frequency-dependent behavior, energy storage, ionic conductivity, dipolar polarization, dielectric constant, loss factor, charge transport, polymer composites, battery applications. The growing demand for high-performance sustainable energy storage devices has driven significant research into the development of advanced materials for batteries and supercapacitors. Polymer-based composites, especially those incorporating functionalized polymers such as PVA and PVP have emerged as attractive candidates due to their biocompatibility, versatility, and ability to tailor properties through the addition of inorganic filters 1 and 2. These materials offer a unique combination of mechanical strength, flexibility, and high ionic conductivity, which are essential for the next generation of energy storage devices. Incorporating nickel cadmium particles into these polymer matrices has been shown to further enhance their performances by improving charge storage capacity and energy density, making them promising candidates for battery applications. The dielectric properties of polymer composites are critical in determining their performance in energy storage device as they influence the material's ability to store and transfer the charge. These properties include dielectric constant, loss factor, and conductivity, provide valuable insights into the polarization mechanisms, charge transport dynamic, and energy dissipation process within the material. Understanding these properties is essential for optimizing composite materials for applications in supercapacitors and batteries, where efficient energy storage and rapid charge or discharge rates are paramount. However, the impact of nickel cadmium addition on the dielectric behavior of PVA PVP composites, particularly across a wide frequency range, remains an area that requires further investigation. BDRS, which stands for Broadband Dielectric Relaxation Spectroscopy, offers a powerful and comprehensive method for analyzing the frequency-dependent dielectric response of materials. By measuring the dielectric constant and loss factor over a broad frequency range from 20 Hz to 2 MHz, BDRS provides insight to the relaxation dynamics, interfacial polarization, and ionic conductivity of the composites at different frequencies. This method is particularly useful for understanding the behavior of materials in energy storage devices, as it allows researchers to examine the material's performance under various operating conditions. The dielectric response of a material is influenced by factors such as charge carrier mobility, dipolar relaxation, and the microstructure of the composite. Thus, BDRS is an ideal tool for investigating the complex interactions between PVA-PVP matrices and nickel-cadmium particles. So in this study, we investigate the dielectric properties of PVA-PVP as well as nickel-cadmium composites using BDRS over a frequency range of 20 Hz to 20 MHz. The focus of the study is to understand the impact of nickel-cadmium particle incorporation on the dielectric relaxation behavior, charge transport, mechanisms, and energy storage capabilities of these composites. The study aims to provide a detailed analysis of the frequency-dependent changes in the dielectric constant, loss factor, and conductivity, offering insights into the potential of these materials for use in battery applications. The result of this research are expected to contribute to the development of high-performance, cost-effective materials for energy storage systems, which could pave the way for more efficient, sustainable, and environmentally friendly technologies. Materials and methods. So here we have used materials such as PVA and PVP. These were obtained from Sigma Aldrich with molecular weights of 22,000 gram per mole and 1,000 gram per mole, respectively. Nickel cadmium composite powders were purchased from Aldrich Chemical Corporation with a particle size of approximately 50 micrometer. All the chemicals were used without further purification. Composite preparation. The PVA PVP or nickel cadmium composites were prepared by a solution casting method. Initially, PVA and PVP were dissolved in distilled water under constant stirring at room temperature to obtain a homogeneous solution. The PVA-PVP mass ratio was maintained at 3:2 ratio to ensure optimum mechanical and dielectrical properties. Nickel-cadmium composite powder was then added to the polymer solution in varying concentrations, that is 5%, 10%, and 15% by weight. and the mixture was stirred for 24 hours to ensure uniform dispersion of the filter. After after the complete dispersion, the solution was poured into Petri dishes and allowed to evaporate in an oven at 50 degrees Celsius to form a thin, uniform film. The composite films were then dried at room temperature for 48 hours to remove any residual solvent. Dielectric characterization. Broadband dielectric measurements were performed using a dielectric spectrometer, non-control alpha A, over the frequency range of 20 Hz to 2 MHz. The samples were prepared by cutting the composite films into discs with a diameter of 1 centimeter and a thickness of approximately 0.3 millimeter. The dielectric constant epsilon dash and loss factor epsilon double dash were measured as a factor of frequency. The measurements were conducted at room temperature, that is 25 degrees Celsius, under ambient conditions. The dielectric constant and loss factor were determined from the complex impedance data using the following relationships. Number one, dielectric constant epsilon dash is given by the formula epsilon dash is equals to C into D upon epsilon naught into A, where C is called the capacitance of the sample, D is the thickness of the sample, epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space having value 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12. A is the cross-sectional area of the sample. Number two, dielectric loss factor, epsilon double dash, was calculated by epsilon double dash is equals to 1 upon omega c into dV by dt, where omega is the angular frequency, c is the capacitance, dV by dt represents the rate of change of voltage across the sample. Impedance measurements were used to analyze electrical conductivity and charge transport properties of the composites. The electrical conductivity sigma was calculated from the impedance data using the equation sigma is equals to L upon R into A, where L is the thickness of the sample, R is the measured resistance, and A is the cross-sectional area of the sample. The dielectric data were analyzed to observe the frequency dependence of the dielectric properties, and the relaxation behavior was studied in terms of the material's microstructure and filler polymer interaction. Results and discussion. So table 1 represents the dielectrical properties of PVA, PVP, nickel cadmium composites at various frequencies. For example, at 20 Hz, the dielectric constant was observed as 15.5, dielectric loss was observed as 0.20, and electrical conductivity came out to be 2.1 into 10 to the power minus 4 Simon per meter. Similarly, using various frequency ranges, example 100 Hz, 500 Hz, 1000 Hz, 2000 Hz, and up to 2 megahertz, we can see the variations in the dielectric constant, dielectric loss, and electrical conductivity. So figure shows the graph of dielectric constant versus frequency range. As we can see, there is an inverse relationship between dielectric constant and frequency. As the frequency increases, the dielectric constant of composites decreases. The observed decrease in dielectric constant with increasing frequency for PVA, PVP composites as well as nickel cadmium composite is consistent with the well-established behavior of dielectric materials, where the polarization response diminishes at higher frequencies. At low frequencies, the charge carriers and dipoles within the material have sufficient time to align with the external electric field, resulting in high polarization and a high dielectric constant. However, as the frequency increases, the rate of field oscillation exceeds the material's ability to maintain polarization, leading to a decrease in dielectric constant. This behavior is typical for polymer composites as the dielectric response at higher frequencies is constrained by the slower movement of a charge carriers and dipoles. The inclusion of nickel-cadmium particles in the polymer matrix likely contributes to the overall dielectric response. But as frequency rises, their ability to influence polarization becomes less significant. These findings are critical for energy storage applications, where materials need to balance high dielectric properties at low frequencies for charge storage with low loss at high frequencies for optimal performance. The result indicates that further optimization of the composite's filler, content, and matrix composition could enhance dielectric properties across a wider range, improving its sustainability for practical energy storage devices. Figure number 2 represents the graph of dielectric loss with respect to the frequency. Here again, we can see that as the frequency increases, the dielectric loss factor also reduces. So the graph depicting the variation of dielectric loss factor with frequency for PVA, PVP, and nickel-cadmium composites reveals a clear decreasing trend as frequency increases, which is a characteristic behavior in polymer-based composites. So at lower frequencies, that is between 20 Hz to 500 Hz, the composite exhibits higher dielectric loss, likely due to dipolar relaxation and conduction losses, where the material can store energy in the form of polarization. As the frequency exceeds 1000 Hz, the dielectric loss factor decreases, indicating the material's ability to undergo polarization diminishes due to reduced response time to the rapidly changing electric field. This behavior stabilizes further at frequencies above 5000 Hz, where minimum energy dissipation occurs, making the material more suitable for high frequency applications such as supercapacitors and advanced batteries. The decrease in dielectric loss at higher frequencies suggests the composite has potential for use in energy storage devices that require low energy dissipation and efficient charge retention during charge-discharge cycles. These observations align with trends reported in similar studies highlighting the composite's applicability in energy storage systems. Now, the graph number 3 represents the relation between electrical conductivity as well as frequency for PVA, PVP, and nickel-cadmium composites. This graph depicts the relation which shows as the frequency increases, the electrical conductivity exhibits a gradual rise, indicating an enhanced charge transport mechanism. This behavior suggests that the material's conductivity is frequency dependent, which is characteristic of polymer composites, where charge carrier mobility becomes more pronounced at higher frequencies. The increase in conductivity may also be attributed to the activation of additional charge carriers within the composite material at elevated frequencies. This trend is typically observed in materials with charge transport properties influenced by the movements of ions and other charge carriers, which are more active at higher frequencies. The logarithmic scale on both axes allows for a clearer visualization of this frequency-dependent conductivity behavior. Acknowledgement. Authors extend their heartfelt gratitude to the Department of Physics, Faculty of Science, Monarch University for providing the necessary facilities, resources, and support throughout the course of this study. Authors are specially grateful to Dr. Monarch H. Goswami, Chief Executive Officer, Monarch University, for his valuable guidance, constant encouragement, and insightful suggestions that significantly contributed to the successful completion of this research. His expertise and leadership have been a source of inspiration, and his unwavering support has been instrumental in navigating challenges and achieving the objectives of this work. Below are the references for this paper. Thank you.
Ankit, you have presented a paper titled Dielectric Properties of PVA PVP and nickel cadmium composites in the frequency range 20 Hz to 2 MHz, which is giving the insights for the battery applications. The work that you have explained is very good here. You have explained the variation of the dielectric constant with respect to the frequency in the range 2 Hz to 20 Hz to 2 megahertz. Actually, it is very well explained. One suggestion I can give is, you can have different metal instead of cadmium. You can take zinc and nickel, and you can compare the results with this application. This will give you another idea of how you can enhance the efficiency of this kind of composites in the battery applications. Of course, the work that you have explained is a very new one. This has opened up the many other area of working also. The results findings that you have got here combined with the structural and the compositional attributes of the composites which is giving the applications in the energy storage and particularly in the applications requiring the lightweight and the flexible materials. It is very well explained. It's a very good presentation indeed, I tell. But only one more thing that I want to add here as an advice or a suggestion is, whenever the online conferences are there, at least you try to make a PowerPoint presentation which will be easy for the presentation also. Okay, and of course you can improve the work, and you can take instead of nickel, you can compare the results with the zinc cadmium also. Zinc nickel also, that will be helpful. This work is explaining the best applications, which is the need for today's technology, the battery applications. Very well done. All the best, Ankit. Thank you.
Hello, good evening everyone. I am Amardeep Mishra, a research scholar from Monarch University, doing my PhD under the guidance of Dr. Tanmay Kumar R. Pandit. Today I want to represent my research paper on a given topic, the role of CDS nanoparticle concentration in boosting photovoltaic performance of PVA based solar cells. Now here the abstract of the given research paper are as follows. The concentration of cadmium sulfide CDS nanoparticles within a polyvinyl alcohol PVA matrix plays a crucial role in determining photovoltaic performance of hybrid solar cells. This study investigates the impact of varying CDS nanoparticle concentrations on the structural, dielectric and photovoltaic properties of PVA based solar cells. Advanced characterization techniques reveal the optimal nanoparticle concentration for maximum efficiency, while the findings contribute to the growing demand for cost-effective and environmentally sustainable solar energy solutions. The optimal concentration of CDS nanoparticle was found to be 5% weight by weight, achieving a peak power conversion efficiency, which is PCE, of 8.2%, which is a very good value. This study underlines the potential of polymer nanocomposites for next generation photovoltaic applications. Now the introduction part, as it is, urgent need for renewable energy source has and intensified research on cost effective materials for photovoltaic devices. Hybrid materials such as CDS nanoparticles embedded in PVA matrices offer a promising route due to their tunable optical, dielectric and structural properties. CDS, a direct band gap semiconductor with excellent light absorption capabilities, is widely explored for photovoltaic applications. This is as per the given research paper, which was presented by Ahmed and Das in 2021, Kumar and Yadav in 2023. It's a quantum confinement effects and compatibility with flexible substrates make it ideal for hybrid nanocomposite films. As per the given research paper of Louis and Park in 2022, Patel and Mehta in 2023. Meanwhile, PVA provides mechanical flexibility, environmental stability and ease of processing. This is referred from the research paper Gupta and Jain 2022. Incorporation of CDS nanoparticles into PVA matrices not only enhances light absorption but also improves dielectric properties, which are critical for efficient charge separation and transport in solar cells. By systematically investigating concentration of 5%, 10%, 15% and 20% weight by weight, the study identifies the optimal balance between light absorption, carrier transport and mechanical integrity This is as per Mishra and Gupta 2024, Sharma and Singh 2024. These efforts align with the goals of the green energy revolutions, targeting materials that are efficient, cost-effective, and environmentally friendly. Furthermore, this research explores the scalability and applicability of these composites in real-world energy solutions, as per the Kaur and Rajput research paper in 2022. Thank you.
Amardeep, you have presented a paper titled The Role of Cadmium Sulfide Nanoparticles Concentration in Boosting the Photovoltaic Performance of PVA-based Solar Cells. The work that you have presented here, it is well explained and it has a wide coverage of all the characterizations like XRD for the structural analysis, UV for the optical properties. You have taken the different concentrations of CDS nanoparticles in the PVA matrix. What I suggest here is you can take while taking the XRD pattern and the UV pattern for the different concentrations of CDS, you can show without the concentration of CDS also, and you can compare the results. That will be one suggestion. And for the solar cell or any device fabrication, the electrical parameters are also very much important and essential. What I suggest you here is you can take the Hall parameter measurement and you can compare the results here based upon their conductivity and electron concentration and the mobility of the particles in the CDS of the PVM matrix. So the SEM analysis that you have given the chart, it is well explained, and any particular morphology is observed, that also you can compare with the different concentration of the CDS nanoparticles. Overall, the work that you have presented, including the dielectric properties, it is well explained, and how it is dielectric properties you have connected it to the solar cells, that can also be explained. So this is the one of the best presentations I can tell here when we look at the performance of the photovoltaic cell also. This is very well explained here. Efficiency is also achieved nearly some 8.5% for the 10% of the CDS nanoparticle concentration. Very good achievement of the efficiency, which is needful for the solar cell performance. So different applications in the green energy revolution also you have explained. So this is the very well explained manuscript, I can tell. One more last suggestion that I can add here is that you can make the presentation in the form of PPT, which will be helpful for you for the ease of presentation. Okay, all the best.
Good evening, Namaste, Johar. I, Dr. Nilu Kumari, Assistant Professor and HOD, Department of Biotechnology from RKDF University, Ranchi, would like to congratulate Arun Dave and Team Vedant Knowledge System for organizing such a remarkable conference on Sustainable Development Goals 2030, Bridging Gap, Building Future for Viksit Bharat 2047. It's a pleasure for me to chair a session.
Thank you, organizers, for giving me opportunity to present my work. I'm Dr. Manisha Shinde, Assistant Professor in the Department of Biotechnology, Sinhagad College of Engineering, Pune. I am very thankful to my institute, ICR Institute, National Research Center for Grapes, where I have actually done this work. Thank you. I will present my work as a paper, Integrative in silico and functional analysis of Vriki50 gene, which is a key regulator of salinity stress responses in grapevine. With the introduction of grapevine is an economically important fruit crop, which is a perennial variety, and the grapes are used for table purposes, raisins, wines, and many more. The genome of this Vitis vinifera variety is fully sequenced and available in the public domain. Introduction to our problem statement: the grapevine is under various kind of abiotic stresses. In this subtropical and subtropical regions of Indian subcontinent, the grapevines are under the salinity stress. So due to the salinity stress, there is a rapid osmotic phase which happens. Then it is all slower and ionic phases happens due to the salt stress. Nutritional imbalances happens, and there are different combination of this factor who influences the morphological symptoms as well as the molecular level symptoms. Due to the stress, the plants has stunted the growth and because of the poor nutritional content, there is a reduction of a biomass. At a molecular level, it is a multigenic trait, and therefore over here we would like to elucidate the role of transcription factors in regulation of salinity in grape vines. In this study, as we can see, this study is carried out in a ruling variety, which is a Thompson seedless, where the overall production area is around 70 to 75%, and the area is salinated, uh, is a salinated area. So when we come towards the experiments, we raise the grapevine plants in their own rooted as well as in a grafted condition. For the graft, 110R rootstock were used. For the design of the experiments, the plant material, own-rooted plant as well as the grafted plants in one tenor were planted. The design of experiment is carried out by CRD method, and there are the two factors that we are contributing. First, in the differentiating the salinity level at a control and 150 millimolar sodium chloride at a various time points of 6, 24, 48 hours for early response, 7, 50 and 30 days for the late response. Different biological replicates were kept in this particular experiments. So the grapevine response under the salinity conditions were recorded at morphological, physiological, biochemical and at the molecular gene level. In case of in silico analysis, the structure and the function of Ricky gene was carried out. For the structural, chromosomal position, structure of the gene, cis-acting element, conserved domain, gene ontology, and SNP detections in R varieties were carried out. In case of functions, protein, phylogenetic analysis, and the pathway analysis are carried out. As well as for the function, we have did expression of these Ricky gene under the stress conditions. In case of in silico analysis as a transcription factor, the Ricky 50 is present on the chromosome 4, which has a size of 1413 base pair, and as we can see, it has a role in different molecular functions. So this is a multiple sequence alignment where the Ricky domain is explained, where the nucleotide and the protein sequence is explained, and the 3D structure of protein is elucidated. During our study with the cis-acting element finding, we found the Ricky gene when we do a multiple sequence alignment with all other Ricky predicted genes. Our Ricky 50s belong to the group 2nd C. And to find out the function of this particular gene, we use the different review of literature or the papers who are published with all plant models as well as different crops who has a role of Ricky under the salinity conditions. So the phylogenetic analysis in this picture has presented with other salt responsive proteins from a different crops. When we did, I isolated this particular gene from own rooted and the 110R along using a reference sequence of Ricky gene present in the public domain. We found that there are 5 different SNPs are present at 110R rootstock. In case of real-time analysis, the primers were designed, QRT-PCR primers were designed using the reference genome, and it is used during the experiment. For the identification of the stable reference gene, different combinations were used and the rootstock stion and organ-specific stable expressions were studied. So these are the different kind of genes which are available, which are found to be stable at a leaf and at a root level. So this is the relative expression analysis of Ricky 50 in leaf in own rooted condition and in grafted condition. In case of own root, the gene was upregulated at 24 hours and 15 days, and the star indicates the significance, statistical significance of this particular gene. And at the grafted condition, the Ricky 50 gene is upregulated at 24 hours and at the 15 days in case of leaf. In case of root, in case of relative expression of Ricky 50 in root, in own rooted plant, it is upregulated at 48 hours, and in the grafted condition, it is actually down regulated at the 15 days. So we can see the structural as well as the functional analysis of this gene is carried out. First, we use the reference genome to get the sequence of the VRIKI50 gene. Then we have isolated the gene from our variety Thomson seedless. We have sequenced it, and from the sequence we actually carried out both the in silico work, also designed the primers for the real-time expression analysis, and the differential gene expression at different organ level, that what we have identified in this study. So there are other supporting research papers that we have published in this study is the characterization of VVI ERX073 gene, as well as the biochemical and morphological changes at means rootstock influence metabolite changes we have identified in this particular study, and that is also published previously. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to present my work. Thank you.
Review a paper presented by Dr. MP Sindhe from Engineering College, Pune, Maharashtra. This paper was appropriately written and well presented on the topic integrative in silica and functional analysis, a key regulator of salinity stress response in grapevines. All the content, including research methodology, conclusion, result, is well included in the paper. I really suggest good future prospect of the.
Greetings of the day to the panel. My name is Dr. Shivani H. I'm serving as an assistant professor at Department of Life Sciences, Atmi University, Rajkot, Gujarat. In here, today I'm going to discuss about my topic, which is isolation, characterization and exploring the biotechnological potential of halophiles. The halophilic microorganisms holds immense potential in addressing agricultural and biotechnological challenges. The soil salinity has one of the attention for the severe environmental conditions that actually limit the agricultural productivity worldwide. Salinity stress affects plant growth. It reduces crop yields in the affected areas. However, nature provides us a solution in form of halophilic microorganisms and their immense potential. They not only thrive in the hypersaline habitats, but they also require salinity for their optimal growth. In the recent study undertaken, microorganisms were isolated from Sambar Salt and Sambar Lake, which is situated in Rajasthan, and Haral Salt Pan from Jamnagar district, Gujarat. The isolates were tested for the potential of producing certain industrially relevant enzymes such as lipases, proteases, and amylases. They also are explored to promote the plant growth to mitigate the salinity stress, and for the synthesis of valuable secondary metabolites such as carotenoids and polyhydroxybutyrate. In here we've tried to extract the DNA, and we've used the 16S rRNA gene technology to further classify them as Haloarchaea and Eubacteria. Genome sequencing would be able to precisely taxonomically classify them. Extracted carotenoids demonstrated terrifying antioxidant properties, and that could actually combat the oxidative stress in both plants and humans. The biotechnological potentials involve bioremediation, production of biofertilizers, biofuels, microbial fuel cells, etc. In case of halophiles, they adapt via Salton strategy, and there are accumulation of osmolytes that help maintaining the osmotic balance of the cell. The proteins and cellular membranes are actually very much structured, and they function very well in high salt concentrations. These adaptations actually enable them to produce the viable and valuable the PHAs and PHBs, that is polyhydroxyalkanoates and polyhydroxybutyrates, and there are certain halocines and certain halotolerant enzymes that make them very valuable for further industrially relevant implications. In case of agricultural implications, halophiles, especially those who are phosphate solubilizing, they could have crucial role in transforming soil phosphorus into available forms to plants, and these capabilities, when combined into resilience, makes them invaluable for saline alkaline soils especially. And the biotechnological applications, as I mentioned earlier, are very much ideal for the enzymatic reactions for industrial approach, and PHBs by halophiles are very cost effective because what you have to do is just lyse the cell at low salt concentration and they'll burst out. So, doing the project, we have also carried out the FTIR of every carotenoid that we have extracted. And the unique characteristics of these halophilic microorganisms, I tell you, they position themselves as game changers in agriculture, biotechnology, and sustainability. From improving crop yields in saline soils to producing eco friendly plastics, these tiny microorganisms hold solutions to some of the biggest challenges. And let us explore and harness the potential of these extraordinary microbes for a better future. I thank you all, thank you panel, thank you dignitaries, and thank you Vedan for giving me such an opportunity to present my work in front of you. Thank you all for patience listening.
And the second paper presented by Dr. Shivani H, Assistant Professor, Amia University, Rajkot, on the topic Isolation, Characterization and Exploring the Biotechnological Potential of Halophines. This paper includes soil salinity, halophilic microorganism, their growth condition, identification strategy. It's well written with all proper content with good results. I believe author have really worked hard for the paper. This paper contributes good impact in society. At last, I would like to congratulate again to Dr. Arun Dave and his team, and I'm also thankful for giving me this opportunity to contribute in this conference. Thank you so much.
Namaste and warm greetings to everyone. I am Dr. Priyanka Mishra, an assistant professor at the School of Architecture and Planning, Kit deemed to be University, Bhubaneswar. My academic journey is driven by a passion for sustainable urban development with expertise spanning urban planning, architecture, environmental psychology, bioenergy, healing therapies, and nutrition. I strive to bridge the gap between research, professional practice, and holistic well being, integrating sustainable living and wellness principles into my work. I firmly believe in the interconnection between academia, urban environments, lifestyle, and human well being, ensuring that our cities evolve in a way that is both environmentally responsible and socially inclusive. Currently, I also serve as an advisor for climate change programs in educational institutions, representing Climate Reality Projects India, where I work towards integrating sustainability and climate resilience into education. I am honored to be a member of prestigious professional bodies, including the Architects Welfare Association, Indian Institute of Architects, and the Institute of Town Planners India. My contributions to education and sustainability have been recognized through several accolades, including being named one of India's top 10 influential women leaders in education in 2023 by Hypage Media and Inspiring Woman of Orissa in 2023 by Ultratech. Beyond research and teaching, I am also a Reiki Grandmaster, Siddha healer, and nutrition advisor, integrating holistic healing and health practices into education, as well as personal and professional life. I believe that fostering mental and emotional well being is just as crucial as technical expertise in shaping future professionals, ensuring a balanced, mindful, and sustainable approach to learning and development. I sincerely thank Vedant Knowledge Systems Private Limited for organizing India's biggest virtual conference on Sustainable Development Goals 2030, Bridging Gaps, Building Futures for Viksit Bharat at 2047. This platform fosters collaboration on multidisciplinary solutions, aligns India's vision with global SDGs, and promotes innovative policies for resilient communities. As our Honorable Prime Minister rightly said, teach for transformation, educate for empowerment, learn to lead. Institutions like ours play a crucial role in shaping a sustainable future, and I look forward to insightful discussions with esteemed speakers and participants to drive this vision forward. Thank you.
Very good morning, everyone. The research paper Sustainable Development Goals for Quality Education and Insights into the Core of the Country's Development and Progress, authored by myself, architect Neha Kapse. So, this research paper aims to eliminate the transformative potential for education in promoting sustainable development outcome by exploring the complexities of NEP, that is National Education Policy 2020, and the SDGs, that is Sustainable Development Goals. It aims to provide policymakers, educations, and stakeholders with insights and suggestions that would pave the way for a more sustainable, inclusive, and equitable future for all the citizens in India. So this research based on two main objectives. First, to assess how NEP 2020 might address important concerns about sustainable development and education. And the second objective is to determine the opportunities and challenges in putting NEP 2020 into practice in order to accomplish the SDG in the field of education. The vision of National Education Policy 2020 works on three main pillars. First, to create high quality education. Second, inclusive education system. And third, egalitarian education system. It's encouraging vocational education and possibilities for lifelong learning and universalizing early childhood care. Now, talking about analysis part, there are total 5 key features of NEP 2020. First, foundational stage. It works on restructuring of school curriculum. Second, diverse and adaptable program. It emphasis on multidisciplinary approach to education. Third, emphasis on foundational literacy and numeracy with the goal of ensuring that all the children possess fundamental reading and maths ability by the time they enter in grade 3. Fourth, vocational education and skill development. It highlights the significance of skill development for entrepreneurship and employability. And last is teacher training and professional development. It encourages capacity growth and teachers training through the use of technology. So this slide talks about SDG 4 and its component for education. There are total 7 targets that pertains to education, starts from 4.1 to 4.7. These elements focused on equitable and high quality education, proper childhood development, access to affordable and high quality technical, vocational and tertiary education. Also ensure that children learns about sustainable development lifestyle, culture of peace and global citizenship. These are some important initiatives taken by Indian government to attain sustainable development goals in education, such as Swayam Program, National E-Library, Saksham, Beti Bachao Beti Padhao Abhiyan, Udaan and Pragati Program, Ishan, Uday and Ishan Vikas, etc. by mentioning key objective and associate SDG element of particular program or scheme. Now, achieving the SDGs through 2020 offers chances for creative cooperation, equity and global participation, even though it may have also some challenges with regards to resource, capacity building, socio-cultural aspects and the digital divide. Coming towards conclusion, the national and international efforts to promote inclusive and high quality education as a basis of sustainable development have come together with the alignment of NEP 2020 with SDGs through the integration of policies, strategies and initiatives. India can harness the transformative power of education to build a more equitable, prosperous and sustainable future. These are our references. So, education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to make prosperous Viksit Bharat. Thank you all.
The paper by architect Neha Kapse presents an insightful discussion on the critical role of education in sustainable development with a strong focus on SDG 4 quality education. It effectively demonstrates how India's National Education Policy NEP 2020 aligns with global sustainability goals, working towards a more inclusive, equitable, and highly quality education system. This research offers valuable perspectives on how education reforms can drive long-term progress and social transformation. The paper provides a comprehensive analysis of NEP 2020, covering key reforms such as 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 curriculum structure, foundational literacy and numeracy, vocational training, teacher development, etc. It also discusses government initiatives like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Swayam, Udan, Pragati, which aim to bridge educational gaps and enhance accessibility for marginalized communities. A commendable aspect on this research is its alignment with multiple SDG 4 targets, including universal primary education SDG 4.1, early childhood education SDG 4.2, vocational training SDG 4.3, and gender equity in education SDG 4.5. By fostering a skilled workforce, improving literacy rates, reducing socio-economic inequalities, these education reforms play a crucial role in national progress. While the paper is well structured and thoroughly researched, incorporating quantitative data on literacy rates, dropout trends, and regional impacts would add empirical depth. Also, a comparative study with other countries implementing similar policies could provide valuable global insights. Moreover, addressing implementation challenges such as teacher training gaps, digital accessibility, and financial constraints would strengthen its practical relevance. Overall, this study makes a valuable contribution to the discussion on education as a driver of sustainable development. By linking policy initiatives with global sustainability frameworks, it offers key insights into how quality education can shape a more progressive and equitable future. I appreciate the author's thoughtful research. Thank you.
Hello, this is Mozhgan Hassani Kouchaki, a PhD scholar from the Department of Architecture and Regional Planning, IIT Kharagpur, West Bengal, India. I'm glad to be presenting my paper in Vedant conferences and this time on Sustainable Development Goals. My paper is entitled Enhancing the Visual Quality and Cultural Heritage. I have explored the role of rural fences on Sustainable Development Goals. As you know, the visual appearance of rural landscapes is a vital component of their cultural identity and aesthetic values, profoundly influencing the experience of both local residents and visitors. In rural areas, fences and enclosures present key architectural elements that embody intersection of functional needs and artistic expression. This study focuses on the northern provinces of Iran like Gilan, Mazandaran, and Golestan, exploring the diverse role fences play in shaping the visual and cultural appeal of these regions. These structures, deeply influenced by cultural, environmental, economic factors, reflect the unique trends, tradition, livelihood practices, and resource availability of rural communities. They serve as both practical barriers and artistic expressions of local heritage, significantly contributing to the charm of rural roads and landscape. The research employs a comprehensive mixed-use approach, beginning with field observations and photographic documentation to capture the variety of fences in these regions, Interviews with local residents and artisans provide qualitative insights into the socio-cultural, environmental, and economic influences behind fence design. By analyzing these structures through the lens of materiality, design, and functionality, the study categorizes fences into distinct typologies, highlighting regional variations and their underlying causes. For instance, the fences in eastern Gilan are categorized by simpler linear designs influenced by economic constraints and straightforward livelihood practices, whereas those in western Gilan exhibit greater complexity, incorporating intricate textures, vibrant colors, and geometric diversity due to richer cultural traditions and environmental conditions, such as a steeper slope and diverse climates. The findings of this study hold significant implications for sustainable rural development. Traditional fences are not merely architectural features, but repository of local knowledge and cultural practices. By acknowledging integrating these traditional patterns into modern design frameworks, it becomes possible to enhance the aesthetic value of rural landscape while preserving their cultural heritage. This aligns closely with Sustainable Development Goals, including SDG number 11, SDG number 15, and 12. Furthermore, the research underscores the importance of fostering creativity and innovation in fence design while remaining rooted in traditional practices. The use of sustainable materials and techniques in the interpretation of traditional designs can lead to development of rural landscapes that are both visually appealing and environmentally responsible. This balance between tradition and innovation ensures that rural areas can adapt to contemporary needs without losing their identity, thereby supporting their long-term sustainability and appeal. Thanks for watching.
This fascinating research by Ms. Kouchaki and Professor Abraham George brings attention to a less explored yet significant aspect of sustainable development, rural fences, and their multifaceted role in cultural heritage, ecological balance, resource efficiency. While sustainability discussions often center on urban infrastructure, this study emphasizes the cultural and environmental significance of traditional fencing in northern Iran. From an architectural perspective, it offers valuable insights into vernacular construction techniques, demonstrating how rural built environments adapt to climate, topography, and social needs. These fences play a key role in biodiversity conservation, acting as a wind barriers, preventing soil erosion, supporting local wildlife habitats. This study also provides a design perspective, showcasing how traditional materials can be reimagined for contemporary architectural applications, ensuring both functional and aesthetic sustainability. A major strength of this research is its alignment with Sustainable Development Goals. SDG 11 is reflected in preservation of vernacular fencing techniques, promoting sustainable rural communities. SDG 12 is evident in the use of locally sourced biodegradable materials, reducing environmental impact. SDG 15 is reinforced through nature-friendly construction techniques that maintain ecological balance and protect natural habitats while preserving cultural heritage. As architects, planners, and conservationists, we must recognize traditional rural structures not as relics of the past, but as functional solutions shaped by generations of adaptation. Their patterns, materials, spatial arrangements embody environmental sustainability and resource efficiency. This study challenges us to integrate indigenous knowledge into modern architectural practices, promoting low carbon, locally adapted, and culturally sensitive design approaches. While the study provides valuable insights, future research could explore policy frameworks that support the integration of traditional fencing techniques into sustainable development. A comparative analysis with other countries such as India, Turkey, or Greece could offer a broader perspective on balancing tradition and sustainability. Additionally, creating economic opportunities for local artisans through ecotourism and natural conservation incentives would aid in long-term skill preservation. This research makes a significant contribution to cultural sustainability and ecological conservation as we move toward Viksit Bharat at 2047. Bridging traditional wisdom with modern sustainability practices will be key to holistic and inclusive development. I sincerely appreciate the authors' insightful research and their valuable contribution to the discourse on sustainability and cultural preservation. Thank you.
Hi everyone. A very warm wishes to you all, and thank you mentors and collaborators for giving us this platform on Viksit Bharat conference. So my research paper's topic is effect of heartfulness in enhancing collaborative attitude. This is also being a platform where one can experience physical, spiritual and emotional level in workplace, and plus we are also going to talk about physical environment where you are living, because many people are having stress in their life, so they commit suicide or something like that. So when we have physical level where we have a that space which affects our physical well-being and also emotional and spiritual well-being, so we have created some things we are going to explore. So myself, I am the main author, that is Shriya Agrawal. I am architect. I am the PhD scholar and also assistant professor in Integral University of Architecture Department, Lucknow. I have two co-authors. One is Dr. Rajeshwari Hegde, professor and Dean Student Affairs in BMS College of Engineering, Bangalore. And the most important is architect Amit Khandelwal, who is also a founder of Quantum Architecture and a director of Arc Point Consultant, Rajasthan. So now we are, as a team, we have worked on this, and it's a 6-month exploratory research work. So my co-author will explain now about this. So I'm handing over to architect Amit Khandelwal. Please join us. Thank you.
विकसित भारत बनाने के लिए क्रिएटिव लोगों के अंदर कोलैबोरेशन बहुत जरूरी है, और हमारा रिसर्च का टॉपिक था कि किस तरह से हार्टफुलनेस प्रैक्टिस के थ्रू क्रिएटिव लोग आपस में कोलैबोरेटिव अप्रोच के साथ आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। इसका बैकग्राउंड यही है कि हम सब लोग जानते हैं कि आर्किटेक्ट, आर्टिस्ट, पेंटर्स, जो लोग क्रिएटिव होते हैं वो आपस में कोलैबोरेट होने में उनको कुछ कुछ कंसर्न्स आते हैं। इन्हीं सब चीजों को दूर करने के लिए हम लोगों ने एक मेथोडोलॉजी अपनाई, जिसके अंदर हम लोगों ने एक 40 जनों का ग्रुप लिया। उन लोगों ने साथ में मिलकर बुक पढ़ी, साथ में मिलकर मेडिटेशन किया, और ये चीज हम लोगों ने 20 साल से 40 साल की एज के ग्रुप के बीच में हमने कराई। इसका आउटकम ये आया कि वो लोग आपस में क्रिएटिव तरीके से एक दूसरे के साथ जुड़ने लगे, एक दूसरे के साथ कोलैबोरेट करने लगे और मिलकर एक अच्छा प्रोजेक्ट डिजाइन करने लगे। और मैं एज एन आर्किटेक्ट अमित खंडेलवाल, मैंने पाया कि इससे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में बहुत मेजर चेंज आया और टीम मेंबर्स में 30% से 60% तक की ग्रोथ पाई गई। थैंक यू।
What is the benefit of meditation according to you?
It helps you in achieving integration in your materialistic and spiritual life.
It keeps my inner peace alive.
For me, meditation is relaxing.
Yeah, I think positivity.
Inner peace.
Meditation keeps me energetic.
Serenity.
Relaxation.
Inner integration.
Namaste. It is my pleasure to share my thoughts on this insightful paper by architect Shriya Agrawal and team. This research addresses a critical challenge faced by creative professionals, the difficulty of collaboration in highly individualistic fields like architecture and arts. The study explores how heartfulness meditation enhances teamwork, emotional intelligence, and productivity in creative environments. A 6-month intervention program involving 40 participants showed notable improvements in collaboration, reduced competition, and better interpersonal relationships, particularly among the 20 to 30 age groups. The authors developed the Attitude and Productivity Collaboration Index (APCI) to assess these changes, providing a measurable framework for evaluating teamwork and collaboration. A commendable aspect of this study is its alignment with the Sustainable Development Goals, which is highly relevant to the theme of the Conference on Sustainable Development Goals 2030, Bridging Gaps, Building Futures for Viksit Bharat at 2047. As we move towards the Viksit Bharat, fostering collaboration, emotional intelligence, workplace well-being is essential for sustainable growth and innovation across industries. This study directly contributes to the vision of building a future-ready workforce that thrives on teamwork, mindfulness, and holistic well-being. While the research primarily focuses on personal and professional development, linking it to the SDGs strengthens its impact, such as SDG 3, which is good health and well being, is reflected in meditation's role in reducing stress and improving emotional balance. SDG 4, which is quality education, is evident in how mindfulness training fosters better learning, teamwork, problem solving abilities among students. SDG 8, Decent Work and Economic Growth, aligns with the study's emphasis on reducing workplace stress, improving communication, and enhancing productivity. Last but not the least, SDG 11, which is Sustainable Cities and Communities, is relevant because effective collaboration among architects and designers is essential for creating sustainable, inclusive, and well planned urban spaces. As India envisions Viksit Bharat at 2047, promoting emotional intelligence, stress management, collaborative skills will be crucial in shaping a resilient, innovative, and sustainable workforce. Future research could explore systematic integration of meditation based interventions into design education and professional training, also, ensuring that architects, designers, and creative professionals are equipped with skills that go beyond technical expertise. This research makes a meaningful contribution to the fields of architecture, creativity, and workplace well being. It not only highlights meditation's role in fostering teamwork, but also open doors for discussions on mental health, emotional intelligence, and collaboration across industries. I congratulate the authors for this innovative study and look forward to an engaging discussion. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Architect P. Sri Sita Laxmi, and I am a PhD scholar from School of Planning and Architecture, Vijayawada. And also I am an associate professor in CSI Institute of Technology, Secunderabad. My topic for today's presentation is on circular architecture in design education, a paradigm shift. And the subject that I have chosen is architecture, and the sub-theme is on the collaborations between academia and industry and accelerate progress towards achieving sustainable development goals and the key strategies for integrating this sustainability. The aim is to explore methodologies and tools adopted by various schools and industry in building design, education, and practice. The objectives is to know circular economy in architecture, sustainable solutions drawn from various schools, and the case studies to understand successful real-world projects. The circular architecture is a transformative design pedagogy that is aiming at enhancing reuse, recycle and repair. The hypothesis is to understand by embedding circular principles, the architecture sector has the potential to significantly mitigate environmental impact and promote regenerative practices. The sustainable strategies that can be drawn from various schools by different researchers were the programs at institutions which are helping in fostering divergent thinking in architects, the Swedish universities which are helping into bridge theoretical knowledge into real world application, and also it is helping in to connect theoretical understanding with practical execution, and regional case studies are helping us to standardize sustainable practices. The early introduction of circular economy principles in architecture curriculum are helping in cultivating critical thinking and innovative problem solving, and it is also helping in material repurposing and life cycle design. And digital tools are helping in optimizing material repurposing and minimizing the waste. And the workshops like Arts for Circularity are helping in developing circular solutions across varied design strategies. And the collaborative partnership with the industry is also helping us to actually develop the circular principles in architecture and practice, like interdisciplinary educational models, collaborative partnerships, design for circular economy and sustainable program, circular university campus, and European Horizon 2020. So by amalgamation, digital tools, physical modelings, and systematic methodologies, circular architecture education is equipping to navigate the complexities in designing sustainable built environments. So by this, we can actually draw based on the tools and the strategies how circular principles are helping us in improving the architectural education, like with the tools like artificial intelligence, building modeling, and energy simulation tools. It is helping in energy consumption, waste management, and all. And the strategies like cards for circularity, design for assembly, real world projects are helping in development of interdisciplinary education. Also, the real world projects are helping the students to understand how the circular principles can be adopted in practice, like recycled horse in Germany, or the Quackwater Tower, Australia, or the Complu Halle, Triton Square, the Resource Road, Denmark. All these buildings were constructed based on design for disassembled, where they have used different materials that were reused, recycled, and refurbished so that it can be converted into a built space. So by this, we can understand that incorporating principles of circular economy into architectural education equips students to design, emphasize reuse, recycling, and resource efficiency. Digital tools are helping in improving the design-oriented recycling methodologies. Case studies are helping us to understand the life cycle impacts of materials, and architectural curricula is helping us in with industrial requirements, equipping students to implement circular principles within sustainable construction practice. So, in conclusion, the shift towards a circular economy in architecture necessitates a collaborative strategy that amalgamates digital technology, policy frameworks, and educational institutions. So, by this, I conclude my presentation. Thank you.
Namaste. It is my pleasure to share my thoughts on this insightful paper by architect P. Shri Sita Rama Laxmi. This study highlights the urgent need to integrate sustainability, resource efficiency, and circular economy principles into architectural education. As climate change reshapes design and construction, this research provides a timely perspective on embedding circular design strategies into academia and industry. The paper explores reuse, regeneration, and material efficiency in architecture, emphasizing BIM, AI, and real-world case studies to demonstrate the effectiveness of circular economy models. It underscores that architects must think systematically, collaborate across disciplines, and assess environmental impact, ensuring that they are both theoretically informed and practically equipped. The study also highlights how technology bridges the gap between academia and industry, reinforcing sustainable practices. However, one key suggestion is to explicitly highlight the study's alignment with sustainable development goals. While the paper effectively discusses sustainability, directly linking it to specific SDGs would enhance its impact and relevance. By explicitly integrating SDG 4, which is quality education, the research can highlight how circular economy principles in architectural educations contribute to skill development and sustainability awareness among future architects. SDG 9, Industry, Innovation and Infrastructure, can be strengthened by emphasizing how technologies like BIM, AI, and smart material drives sustainable innovation in architecture. The study's focus on research-efficient design aligns well with SDG 11, which is Sustainable Cities and Communities, ensuring urban development that is both environmentally responsible and socially inclusive. Additionally, SDG 11, which is responsible consumption and production, can be incorporated by emphasizing waste reduction, material reuse, and sustainable material sourcing in construction. Making these connections more explicit would enhance the study's relevance to India's long-term sustainability vision, making its findings more actionable for policymakers, educators, and industry professionals working toward Viksit Bharat Act 2047. Additionally, incorporating regional case studies from India or South Asia could provide context-specific applications of circular economy principles and exploring policy interventions and financial incentives would enhance their practical implementation. This research is valuable contribution to architectural education and sustainable design. I congratulate the author on this thought-provoking study and encourage further discussions on explicitly linking the research to global sustainability frameworks. Thank you.